morning, everybody. Cynthia here from Junk Journal Art Company. I hope everybody's doing really well. Thanks so much for joining me today. So I have to tell you that the last few weeks have been really transformative weeks for me. I really have had kind of a great week, a great couple of weeks. So I was starting to get, so I have done a few clean outs now. I think I've probably talked about them. Like clean out. Oh, I got rid of a whole bunch of stuff. And I did. I closed down my Two Dog Vintage shop. I don't know if that's permanent or not, but I needed to get control over my inventory and the amount of stuff that I had. My studio is driving me crazy. You know how it goes, you guys. You go shopping for stuff. Hit one of those Hobby Lobby sales with the orange tags, those evil things. And you come home, you've got a whole bag full of stuff. Maybe you get home late and you're thinking, geez, I told my husband that I would make pizza for supper. So you just like drop your bag full of stuff someplace on the floor in your studio. You run downstairs, you make dinner, and like a week and a half later, you're like, oh my God, why is this bag in my way? Only to realize that, oh yeah, that's all that stuff that I bought at Hobby Lobby a week and a half ago. That's now like always in my way, right? So anyway, that's kind of what was happening to me. There was just stuff. I mean, stuff was just like on the floor. It was in my way. I didn't know where it went because I don't know, because there's just stuff. So I kind of was becoming a craft supply hoarder. I mean, really, like how much lace do I need to make junk journals? Really? I mean, do I need like, I don't know, 7 bins of lace? No. And the thing about it is I can't even find it anyway. Anyway, so long story short, I did I just moved everything out of my studio. Not furniture. Furniture is pretty much, furniture lives where it lives. I didn't move that stuff. But stuff that was in bags, that was miscellaneous stuff on shelves and in drawers and things, got moved to a different room. So our guest room is also up here. It's very close to my studio. So I moved everything in there, set up some big tables, and I just started sorting through things. And it's amazing because all of a sudden you're like, wow, why do I have 3 of these, whatever they are? Why do I have these 3 thingamajiggies? Mostly it's because, well, you had one and you couldn't find it. So you went and bought a second one that then you also couldn't find. So then you went and bought a third one. And then you've got 3 of them. And you're like, oh, well, wouldn't that have been nice if I had had a spot for that first one? And then I wouldn't have bought the other 2. So yeah, waste of time, waste of money and resources. So that was really good. And then I sat down and I was like, okay, now I need to make something and figure out where is the best spot for all of these things that I use. It doesn't matter if I have these great, for instance, like stamp pads or whatever, if then they're in a weird spot where it's not easy for me to grab them. And why should I shouldn't have like my overstock with my regular like stuff I'm using right now. I guess my working pads shouldn't be stored with my not yet working ink pads. Anyway, does that make sense? So I did that, and whew, that was so nice. So then what I did was I got out my jelly plate and made a whole, just, kind of went, not crazy, but I made a whole bunch of prints just because I hadn't done it in a while. And you guys, I really love jelly plate printing. I love the prints. I love the prints that I get just about as much as I like the end sheets that you roll off. I mean, I love these. This is basically like me trying to get paint off of my roller And then I was also using this makeup sponge to just dab things on. So then I was trying to get all my paint out of my sponge. And I love it. I'm so drawn to color. And I mean, I always have been. I've always, I remember when I was a kid, Mom was like, well, what colors do you want in your room? And I remember saying, I want purple and orange. And her saying, oh, okay, I guess it's going to be purple and orange. So I love bright colors. I love mixing colors. And just had a really good time. And I love the imperfections that you get with gel plate printing. Like here, the paper got a little too wet, so it started buckling on me. Here I put the yellow paint on and it kind of started to dry, but then in the end it ended up picking up some of the stuff from other prints. Anyway, I absolutely love gel plate printing. Here I used one of my handmade foam stamps. Yeah, just awesome. Anyway, that's what I did, and I was kind of doing that because I had I also had some projects that I needed to get done, and the gel plate printing was sort of a segue into finishing those projects. So yeah, like I said, I wanted to make a project, a brand new project, which is what I did using my gel plate. And so I made a new Rambler art book. So my Rambler art journals the pages are all sort of intuitive mark making. And this book just happens to be, I believe, all jelly plate printing. Is that right? Wait, I don't think that's right. Actually, no, it's not. I had a large intuitive painting that I did, and then I wanted to create gel plate prints to make the additional pages in the book. So this is just a little flip through. My Rambler journals all have a strap. I call these just a book strap. They are, for some of you who are into making friendship bracelets, they are basically friendship bracelets. I do some knotting. I like to make up really cool patterns. And yeah, I've got lots of really nice, obviously, craft string and fabulous yarns. And this book does have an open spine Copic stitch spine. And yeah, so that's just to make it easy to hold. It does tie shut with just a couple of these little ties that I made using the same craft yarn. So my Rambler journals are full of color and patterned. This is part of a large intuitive painting that I did. And then interspersed with some gel press prints using the same color palette. So it does all tie together. The pages are different sizes. But yeah, I just love making these books. They're very, they're inspirational for me because I'm so affected by color. I love the color. So there's really no theme to them. But yeah, I just like making them. I mean, that's why we make stuff, right? It's because we like making stuff. So yeah, so this is gel plate prints and an intuitive painting that I made. And I do a lot of this painting on sketch paper, which is kind of awesome because it gets all wrinkly and weird. And I know that there's some people who are like, well, you probably shouldn't use mixed media on sketch paper. Yep, I don't care. That's what I like doing. So I am doing it. All right, so bound that in. There are 8 signatures. I will do a separate flip through video of this for those people who are really, truly interested in seeing all the crazy stuff that I have inside here. Yeah, so that is my Rambler journal. I do distress the edges, and for this one, I chose aquamarine, I think, in my very favorite Ranger archival ink. So yeah, distressed everything with that. And yeah, and some waxed linen is what it's bound with. And some lace book corners to protect the corners. There's the back cover. So yeah, awesome. I do have a couple more of these in progress. Let me show you those. This one is actually some pretty heavy paper. This is watercolor paper that I did intuitive mark making on. And this one needs to be bound, but I needed some papers for the cover. So I did a whole series of gel plates, and I think I'm going to use this paper for the cover. And this one maybe for inside. So that's going to cover the inside of the covers. They're going to be my end papers. Is that what it is? But this one has, this was just watercolor paper that I did a lot of heavy acrylic, well, mixed media, because there's watercolor, there's acrylic, there's some metallic marker, all kinds of stuff on these. Some glitter, which is always fun. But yeah, so this book is kind of big and chunky. I have not distressed the edges. Here are my covers for it. But yeah, so that got me back into gel printing because I wanted to make cover papers that were the right color palette. From that, because I did so much jelly printing for that book, I did find two little scraps of bookboard that were a cute little size. They're a little smaller than most of the other Rambler journals that I make. But I thought, well, wouldn't that be cute? I could just make a cute little, I have not covered the inside of the covers of these yet. And this book yeah, so I need to bind this. Not sure what color thread I want to use to bind it. I'm kind of leaning towards blue. I don't really have any blue, so I'm not sure. But that's the next one that I'm going to work on. I'm going to work on getting it bound. Then I'm going to pick out the right color string. I'm going to make the book strap. I've got 2 more books in progress and one that's finished. That was a really fun project to do because it helped me to figure out where stuff needs to be in my studio in order for me to most effectively use that. So the next thing I wanted to share with you was that I invited a couple of really good friends over yesterday morning, and we just did collage for 2 hours. It was so much fun. We had such a great time. But what I loved about this little collage get-together that we had was I loved sitting there chit-chatting, drinking tea and coffee, and seeing the process that my friends used to find the things that they wanted to put on their collage. It was so fun just to see what everybody did, like how they did it, how they picked stuff, and anyway, it was super fun. Let me grab my collage. I will be back in just 1 second. I hung it up on the wall because I liked it so much. Just a second. So I found this Magnolia journal in a thrift store, and it was in the free bin, and it was like brand spanking new. And I kind of liked it. I like that the pages aren't super slick and shiny. And then the pictures and the graphics and stuff are so nice. So I picked that up, and the whole thing about this issue was delight. I did not start with that as my theme. What I picked out was down the edge of a page, there was just this palette of colors, just down the edge of a page. I ripped that out. And that was sort of the starting point. And anyway, I love how I can't even go into the process because it was just one of those things where I just started laying a couple of things out, figuring out where things went, and I was like, oh, I need some your red. So now there's this shock of this nice orangey red across, and then I kept seeing delight, delight, delight. As I was looking through pages in the magazine, I was like, I kind of like that. You know, delight in the everyday, delight in what's genuine, delight in creating. And then there were these little subtitles, you know, time well spent, commitment, forward motion. So I just incorporated all those in. I still don't feel like it's completely finished. I still want to put like little detail things on it, but we had decided 2 hours. We were going to do 2 hours and that was it. So anyway, that is the collage that I came up with for my collage with the collage group. And we're going to do this every 2 weeks. Yay! I'm so excited. So yeah, so that was the collage I did. And as you can tell, I'm kind of proud of myself. So. And then last on my list of things to tell you about is that I'm thinking about doing a rebrand, a complete rebrand. I love junk journaling, but I also love bookmaking. I like collage. I like making fairy jars. um, there are so many different things that I am interested in, so many different things I enjoy creating, that I think to be the junk journal art company is a little bit limiting. And yeah, so I'm kind of thinking about a little bit of a rebrand, thinking about just being Cynthia St. Anne, you know, that's just be that. And then whatever I make is what I make, so that I kind of can feel, I will feel more free to just explore all the different things that I want to explore. And I hope that a lot of you will want to share that journey with me. Anyway, that's it. Done a lot of rambling in this video. Thanks for sticking with me if you have. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day. It's a beautiful day here, but it is cold out. So I'm really happy to be, you know, sort of stuck at home making stuff. So I hope whatever you do today, it brings you joy, that you have a wonderful day. And yeah, that's it. If you like these videos, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. And hopefully I will see you back here really soon. Okay, everybody. This is Cynthia from Junk Journal Art Company. Maybe. I'll talk to you later. Bye.